big talking point this election has been on candidates' stance on abortion. We've chatted about this before in the past year too, but I guess for our viewers, if we could start here with a baseline of what your stance is on the issue.
Well, first let me just say that at a time when people are reeling from high prices at the grocery store, at the gas pump, and when they're paying for their prescription drugs, and we've got a wide open border that the cartels are in control of, with fentanyl coming across the border, people on the terror watch list, to elevate this issue to a top issue, I think really does do a disservice to people who are struggling right now. I am pro-life with exceptions for rape, incest, and life of the mother. That has long been my stand. That continues to be my stand. And quite honestly, my opponent is lying about my record. And the party that's extreme is the Democrat Party. This is a party where all but one Democrat in the House voted for abortion up until time of birth. You have a vice presidential candidate on the presidential ticket who in Minnesota voted for abortion until the time of birth and voted that you could not even resuscitate or provide emergency care to a baby that survived an abortion. That has no compassion and to me seems inhumane. We have 8 states in our nation right now that have abortion up until the time of birth. That's on par with the Chinese Communist Party and North Korea. I don't think we want to be that country. But we do need to give women the tools and empower them to get pregnant on their own timelines, which is why in state government I passed a bill through the state Senate for oral contraception over the counter. It's also why I put supports in for women, extending the child care tax credit to women while they're pregnant rather than only after birth, support for women that are pregnant when they're in college, and also I'm on a group that's a bipartisan working group for paid family leave. I'm going to continue to do everything I can to support women in having them make decisions that work in their timeline, but accessibility, affordability to contraception, and the best pro-life measure we can have is to prevent pregnancy.
And you talked about your opponent there too, with some advertisements, a federal abortion ban. Would you be in support of that or not?
There, you know, President Trump has already said that this will not come up. We have not voted on any restrictions to abortion in the federal Congress. There has been no vote, no bill that has come forward. And after the Dobbs decision, that also changed people's viewpoint because that returned it back to the states. So currently, that resides within the states.
And another national topic, and you already mentioned it just a couple minutes ago here, immigration with the open border, United States, Mexico border here too. I'm sure that's another big issue that voters are telling you when you're going around or you have staffers going around knocking on the door here too. What are they communicating with you about?
Well, you know, Iowa has been a state that has long welcomed refugees. The Vietnam boat crisis, we've had people from Somalia, Bosnia, people that we have welcomed here in refugee status in crisis. But to have this numbers of people coming across our southern border and now northern border, you know, processing people in these vast quantities, almost 10 million people, more than, you know, you have 1.9 million known gotaways, people on the terror watch list, over 150 different countries, and also fentanyl is being tracked in. When I'm talking to our border customs and border protection agents, their morale is low. They don't feel that they're able to do their job in securing and policing our border because they're processing people to come into this country. President Biden got rid of, through executive order, things that had put in place that had an orderly and slowed the pace of illegal immigration in this country. Even President Obama's Secretary of Homeland Security, Jay Johnson, said more than 1,000 people coming across is a crisis. We're in crisis mode. They broke it, they own it. Now they're saying they're going to fix it. Does anybody really believe, if you've had the ability to control the border for 4 years, that you're now going to control the border because it's politically, you know, a political issue for you? Even blue states and blue cities are being hammered from their sanctuary city policies because of the cost. And one other thing, you know, to have FEMA say that they're running out of money when we have a massive hurricane at the level of Hurricane Katrina, and FEMA is slow to respond because it's overwhelming. But to find out that almost $1 billion went to housing for illegal immigrants, but yet we don't have the money to help hurricane victims in these 6 states, I think that that is unconscionable. And this is something the Biden-Harris administration did. They slipped in 2022.
All right, we'll be right back with more from Congresswoman Mary Nunn Davis.